So black folks, there's a reason why there's so many people on social media trying to get you invested in voting. There's a reason for that because they know it's not going to benefit our community because you can't show me one objective example of it changing anything fundamental for black people. Like, for example, you look at the Civil Rights Act. That did not come because of the marches that MLK did. And I love Martin Luther King, but everybody can admit it was the riots that came after his passing that actually brought about a Civil Rights Act. Or even when you look at any degree of police reform that we've seen lately, what do you think that actually came as a result of? Came as a result of what happened in 2020. Even if you look at the local level in any state, and trust me, I'm from South Carolina, but I'm actually in Washington State, and I've made that trip several times in a freaking vehicle. I've been through pretty much every U.S. state. I mean that you can name. I only think I missed one. I can tell you the situation is the same no matter what U.S. state you go to. It's the exact same. What you're going to find is that everybody gets on code with anti-black hatred, right? So it makes voting pointless because voting is a basic means in which for other groups who are non-black to get what they want. Because usually that's how they screw over the black community. Prime example, when it came to affirmative action. Affirmative action was meant for us, right? And then somehow it ended up mostly benefiting white women. Or another prime example, they say that we use up welfare, right? We just use up welfare. We use up welfare. You could remove every black person from this country, right? And you're still paying billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars in welfare. So we are the issue there, right? But it's always painted like that. So the problem isn't so much that we need to vote. It's that the people who are telling us to vote, how about you address anti-black hatred and white supremacy first? Because you know the vast majority of you who are trying to get black people to vote, the vast majority of you are actually a part of communities where you and I both know, right, that when it comes to anti-black hatred, everybody gets on code. Asian community, Hispanic community, doesn't matter. European, for sure. Middle Eastern, even parts of the African continent, they all get on code with that, especially if they're non-black. So that's why voting doesn't work for us, because voting only works if the civil apparatus and the social apparatus is in place to benefit the people who are actually voting. You are just using us as basically vote mules, because as always, you want black people to fight your battles for you. We started almost every civil rights movement that you can name of in this country, and even now with our votes, you're trying to take advantage of us and want us to expect nothing in return.